After the skipped part, the officer finally concludes that since our skipping master has a mountain of debt, as the remaining damage will be named after him after confiscating the chest of gold, which makes the king laugh and agree. At that, he is baffled by how much debt he has, especially since they have already confiscated the box of gold. After wrapping this up, the king generously tells him that he doesn't need to pay any money, as he has some requests for him in the future. However, our guy insists on paying while dramatically waving the onion. He points out that it must be expensive while being the heart of a hero, so they should keep it. The king shrugs off his offer while saying it's a gift and he should keep it. Afterward, as expected by someone of the status of king, he throws him out of the palace as everything that needed to be said has been said. This prompts a protest from our guy, but who listens to a common man? After a while, he finds himself thrown into the sand. The way the events are unfolding makes him even angrier at the game, which doesn't even have a slave genre to drown him in debt, which riles him up further. He then looks at the onion and angrily throws it, as it's the only reward he's gotten after all his hard work. While throwing the onion, he sarcastically declares he's doing it in the name of the Skip Warrior. But as soon as he utters skip, the skill activates. As the onion hits the ground, it transforms into a sword. His system taunts him, remarking that the onion is growing because of his criticism. In other words, the onion has taken his criticism to heart and decided to be useful by transforming itself into a sword. He looks at the system, which tells him that the onion is growing rapidly. With an annoying expression, he thinks that anything can happen in this game. Now, the meager onion turns into the legendary weapon called as Hero's Heart, which durability is infinite, and its power matches its wielder's power. The downside is he can use it for just 1 minute. He then picks up the weapon and thinks about how awful it will feel to be hit by something like this. His son interjects that no matter the weapon, being hit is always a bad thing. With that, he hits on this little octopus's head while warning about how he should teach him a lesson because of his constant complaining. Besides, he is planning to use him for weapon test. Meanwhile, someone interjects while offering his help to him. He claims to be a nameless knight with level 65 and wants to spar someone as great as Wet Towel. The said Wet Towel is shocked to see that a level 65 character is approaching him, as they can't be minor characters. Then this knight challenges him to a sword fight, which he accepts gladly even though he doesn't know why he's there. With the speed of lightning, that person initiates the attack, which is blocked by our MC with his onion sword. He is surprised to see his counterattack with a sword of onion, which is useful now. While fighting with the knight, he notices other characteristics of the sword, like its lightweight, good sense of impact, and firm grip. More importantly, it has infinite durability, which enables him to attack with his skip skill. Now he can attack with all his might. However, even after a minute, the knight stands undamaged. On the other hand, he is shocked to see that his onion sword needs rest to recover, as it has already been a minute. He shouts in frustration while feeling cheated by this loophole. Meanwhile, the knight has sheathed his sword and gives him feedback that he needs basic training, which makes him feel less competent than the previous warrior. This irritates our player, especially when a side character insults him like this. Then, the knight is about to leave, while giving him information about the next boss, whose location is the strange swamp. He even praises the previous warrior and seems like he is previous hero's apprentice. He is going to leave while ranting about the ramen and broth. But before going ahead, he thinks that there is no way our dude has enough skill to defeat the upcoming bosses. Suddenly, the knight is on his knees, coughing blood, because apparently our guy thinks he has had enough of this insult and gives the knight an internal injury. When he turns out, the hero is fuming with anger, whining and cursing the arrogance of the knight. So this is the story of our guy who goes into depression after the knight leaves. He then thinks about the messed up things he now needs to tidy up. At this rate, he is also afraid of losing more subscribers. He thinks about all of the troll comments he will get after his shameful defeat by the knights. Then he ponders over the information the knight has given him, which makes him an important character in the storyline. He concludes that the king must be in need of the next warrior, which means a slave in other words. Besides, he doesn't have much of anything besides the onion sword, which is kind of useless. In other words, no matter how he looks at it, he will definitely lose. At that moment, the Kraken chimes in while saying it doesn't matter if they lose sometimes, which riles our dude up. However, he lets go of the matter, as there's no need to be grumpy about something he can't control. Then the Kraken suggests he go to the strange swamp, as per the knight's suggestion. Suddenly, a skip button appears like a bad omen. He doesn't understand the strategy of the game in showing him this button randomly. It makes him mad, and he punches it with all of his frustration. As a result, their location changes, and now they are in front of a field that stinks. His system informs him that now, with the effect of the skip skill, his move quest has been completed, which resulted in him moving to the strange swamp. For a moment he ponders over this news, shouting while looking at the rice field in front of him, as he should be at the swamp because of his move quest. The Kraken points out that the field feels like a mud flat. It yells at him that there is only dampness, which makes it similar to the swamp. However, when the Kraken points out that the water here feels squishy, he stops his rant to listen. The both of them finally realize that it is indeed a swamp. The small Kraken is being pulled by something in the swamp, and he immediately tries to pull it back. Even in this situation, our dude suggests about what would happen if he cut off one of its tentacles and it would grow back. The Kraken remarks about his senseless joke with dread and anger, while stating that he is not a lizard. He is now left with no choice but to use this skip skill. With that, the Kraken is in the air, followed by the big toad. He guesses that it must be the boss monster. At the same time, his repeated action earns him a skill called the fishing skill. He also gets the achievement that he caught this boss monster at his first fishing attempt. He laughs smugly at this achievement. Afterwards, the toad decides it is a good time to bathe our guy with acid, which he barely dodges. After recognizing the acid, he knows he has no choice but to use the onion durability attribute, which is more than useless, like a half-baked meal. After using his skip skill, he is ready to slash the boss monster with the onion in one hand and the octopus in the other. So let's see how his viewers react to him like this in his stream. Most of them troll him for using food in a fight, as if he is making octopus soup. Some wonder where his strategy has gone. They even give him the title of the worst chef. Don't forget about the king, who looks like a sweet potato. On the other hand, our novice chef of a hero plans to make a soda out of the boss monster. Then he is going to beat him to boost his views. However, suddenly his eyes blur because he gets acid in his face. He cringes at the dirtiness of the spit, and now his mind is only racing around what his viewers will like or not, and he knows they won't like this incident. Then he looks at the toad and wonders why its body is turning red. On the other side, the pungent smell released by the onion backfires on him, as it increases the anger of the toad monster. Therefore, it is going into the second phase. But our player is still unfazed by the new threat and keeps hitting the toad with his own enhanced form of anger, which finally knocks it down. He now stands there, a withered onion sword in one hand and bathed in glory like a dumped cat or wet towel. His system informs him that he is going to get 2 reward cards as a reward for defeating the awakened toad boss monster with his onion sword. Afterwards, he gets a long list of information that makes him angry. He shouts about how the system can't just give him 3 lines of summary. It feels like the game has listened to his call, and immediately he receives the 3-line summary of the information. The summary is that he must uncover the secrets of the kingdom if he wants to be a hero after defeating the hidden boss. Not only this, he has also acquired a new skill that allows him to get a 3-line summary of anything. This new information leaves him totally baffled, as he didn't know the game could do something like this. Afterwards, a very bright light fell on him with the information that his level restrictions have been lifted. Therefore, he reaches level 30. Our dude, who is about to make a grand gesture while reading the first instructions, stops to observe the behavior of the game as it does what it wants to do. Besides, he doesn't like his level either. The Kraken annoyingly points out that he is greedy, as he isn't satisfied with level 30 for the things he has done. He tries to explain that how much hard work he put into defeating each of the monsters because he needs more experience than other player because of his job requirement. So the performance is good, but he is not satisfied with this level. At that, the Kraken asks about the connection between the level and his good performance. He responds with a disappointed expression, while saying that it hurts his pride to have such a low level, which makes the little octopus quite annoyed with its dad's antics. Suddenly he stops as he feels the ground moving up. His system informs him that they are moving to the hidden dungeon, as the hidden location of the swamp has been cleared. He looks at the field in front of him, which hasn't changed at all. To his feeling of déjà vu, he again gets the skip button, the purpose of which he still doesn't know, but he doesn't resist pressing it, even while being grumpy. As he does so, many villagers come to cheer for him as the kingdom's new hero. They cheer for him, praising how he has defeated the toad, which helped them get back their land. They bow to him while the system informs him that he could get the favor from them for the favor he has done for them. This makes our dude quite cocky, who slyly tries to shake off their gratitude at first. Then he states that he is going to come to them for a favor because he can't deny their sincerity. After understanding his real intention, the villagers murmur about how he is going to use them in the future. However, our player listens to them, which makes them apologize to their savior. He shakes off their apologies and asks them what he is going to do next. This question leaves them lost of words. At the same moment, the system shows him the skip button, and he vigorously presses it again.